Okay, I'm going to be making two videos about something I've seen in the news. I saw it starting uh, pretty much right after Donald Trump got elected and some more earlier this year, and I'm still seeing it now, so I figured make a couple videos to talk about it, and that is about California possibly seceding from the Union. So, I'm going to start out, this first video is going to be focused on why this isn't likely, why it's probably not going to happen. And one of the first things that I'll point out is California obviously is not the first state to think of seceding from the Union, but they're also not the first state to think of this in recent memory. I can remember it hasn't been that long ago that Texas was also talking about seceding from the Union, uh, wanting to vote on seceding from the Union, and Texas did not secede from the Union. The thing is that regardless of your political beliefs and how upset you might be, I suppose, at the country, how upset you are with things and how they're going, secession is a big deal. It's not just, oh, ho hum, we'll secede and then we'll take care of ourselves. It's a very complicated issue. And despite what most people would have you believe, there's not one particular side of the aisle, not one particular uh, either right or left that is holding all the cards in terms of patriotism. It's not like the left is unpatriotic and the right is all patriotic. Honestly, if you were to investigate the issue, you'd find out that there are both people who are patriotic on both sides of the aisle and people who aren't patriotic on both sides of the aisle. So there is no monopoly on patriotism, and I don't feel like enough Californians would actually support this. You may get a lot who will vocally come out in public and say, oh, yeah, I would support this, I would be for this. But when it comes down to it and they actually get in the polls, what they do and what they would say out in public, those are two different things. Um, so I don't believe that it would pass for that reason. Another reason that it would probably not pass is it would be very bad for California's economy. Um, I've read a lot of articles actually stating how great it would be for California's economy, seen some videos as well. That is very erroneous. That is assuming everything remains static, nothing changes once they secede. Uh, it's obvious, really, that a lot would change when they seceded. A lot of things would change, particularly a lot of the big businesses that are there that give California a good economy, such as Google. You've got many others in Silicon Valley, Disney is there. All of these businesses, most of them would leave. They would have no real reason to stay because California just isn't a big enough market by itself for them to go through the hassle of having it be an international affair to deal with all the rest of America. So I really feel like they would all leave, and that this would cause California's economy to essentially tank. Moving on from that, one thing that this talk of secession may actually end up doing is it may actually end up helping the Republicans in California in this next coming up elections. And the reason that it might end up helping them, you're looking at elections in 2018. Now, these are going to be the midterm elections for Donald Trump's first term as president. Typically, midterm elections have lower turnout anyway. However, when you have a major ballot initiative like, say, oh, I don't know, secession, this can push up those numbers, and what it often does is it pushes up the numbers in opposition far more than those who support it. Because a lot of times what you get is those who really support something like secession, they don't turn out in as big of numbers, especially when it looks to them like their side is already winning the public's opinion. So if it looks right before the election like you've got a lot of people that are out in the street saying yes, yes, let's secede, I would be very surprised if this didn't force uh, just a bunch of conservatives in California out to the polls, whereby they would vote to not secede. Um, it's also another misconception about California is that the entire state is very liberal. Really, the most liberal areas of the state and the state areas of the state that would most support secession would be right along the coast, a few areas inland around big cities, but the majority of the actual um, state, not necessarily in terms of population, but in land area, the majority of the state is actually very conservative. And there would be more liberals than there are conservatives, obviously, in California. However, I don't think that there are enough liberals who would feel strongly enough that they really ought to secede to offset the number of conservatives who would flood the polls to say, yes, let's prevent this secession. We don't want to secede. So um, basically, that's in a nutshell why I feel it's very unlikely that they would even attempt to secede. And even if it becomes a ballot initiative, I don't see it succeeding, but it'll be something to watch. It'll be something that will be interesting. In my next video, I am going to go over the reasons why secession would really, really hurt California. I went over a little bit of that with the economy, but there's a lot more that would hurt other than just the economy. Okay, well, let me know what you think. I appreciate dialogue and I appreciate intelligent comments. Anybody who puts a comment that's rude, hateful, um, especially if I get racism, things like that, I'm going to remove those comments. And if it gets bad enough, I'll just turn the comments off altogether because um, I'm here to see some intelligent discussion. If I can't get intelligent discussion, then I'm out. I'll keep posting videos, but I don't. I'm not here to help you spread your racist filth. Um, so that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think.